everybody, this is Pac-Man 1987. Hope I pulled this out here. What's up everybody, this is Pac-Man 1987, and we're going to rescue some Kerbals from the moon. That's what we're doing tonight. Hopefully, if all goes well. We're going to need to design something to do that with, so let's see what we can do about that. Let's see. Probably going to use... where to go? This vehicle. Or rather this launcher to get whatever I build there. So what I need to do is get something there that can land. Now this thing would actually do the trick, but I don't want to send any more Kerbals. So I'm going to need to make one that's robotic instead. I do want to see something though with this. For that, I just want to see the stats on this bad boy. Units of fuel does this have? 525, 641. It's a pretty robust landing vehicle. This thing does the trick. And that's why, because it's got about a 3 to 1 thrust weight ratio, which is pretty solid thrust weight ratio for easily controlled landings. It won't let you do a suicide burn like it's going out of style necessarily, but it will let you control your landing and hover around really effectively, as long as you kind of maintain control of your vehicle. So we could use this thing, but it needs to be robotic. I could probably make that happen pretty easily. But I feel like this thing, I don't know, it could use some sprucing up, perhaps. Why don't we do that? What did I have in here before? Let's look real quick. Pretty sure there's a fuel tank in... No? Alright, there's no extra fuel on the bottom part. I thought there was for sure, but I was wrong. Now there is extra fuel in here. You can see there's toroidal tanks. How many of them? I don't 100% remember. Like about 4 of them stuffed inside of here. We can make that a lot more efficient. If we so choose. So let's go ahead and make an updated, all new and exciting landing vehicle. Question becomes, how do we want to do that? Well, let's just start over from scratch. Why not? Can't hurt. How many units of 45 per? How many is in one of these guys? In. So we've got about 2 of these worth of fuel in this top stage, which that's not too bad. I don't even think, the way I fly this thing, it doesn't even really require the RCS. I don't use RCS for landings that much. It's just not very good. It's good for like little fine-tuning stuff, but the other option is I try to sky crane something in, but that just gets wacky really fast. But that could be fun, because then I could very easily design something really wild. I could get them back. I don't know, let's see. So let me pull something up over here. So, according to the cheat sheet, it takes about 580 delta V to get off the moon into a decent orbit. and about 310 to get back. That's all about correct. So the 1,000 meters per second of delta V that this thing has should actually be good enough to get it home. You know what? I wonder. Take a peek at something real quick, because I just got done last night doing this mission where I landed on the pole, and I wonder if that vehicle is still present. Hard to say. Also, this thing is losing signal. See if we can do anything fun with this vehicle real quick. Off on a rip-roaring adventure. Nah, I don't think we can really do much with it. Got about 994 meters per second of delta V remaining. Get any kind of close approach to Eve? Kind of cool. No, we can't. Well, that would have been something. But no. I don't think that thing's going anywhere, so we're just gonna leave it. It's gonna go off into solar orbit. What I do want to look at, though, I want to look at the, if it's still there, how did my lander can do last time? Because that'll kind of tell us what we want to do with this. No, that one's landed. I think it'd be debris now. I don't know that. It might have already been culled. Nope, it's still there. Check this. Was this it? Yeah, this thing. So it had 1,000 taking off, and it ended up rendezvoused in orbit with 263. So not quite enough to get back, but it was close. It was getting there. Not terrible. See if we can make something useful here. So ideally, whatever it is, I kind of want it to be able to get back to the planet, just take off and come back. That's maybe a bit much, or maybe not. Oh, this would need a heat shield. There are a couple different ways to do this. There. Where are you at? Not you. That would do. What does that give us right now? That would probably be sufficient. Get back. I would say. It's gonna need. Need parachutes. Looks pretty good. Landing gear. Like a solar panel, maybe? Battery, solar panel, something like that. Probably didn't need battery. Don't need monoprop. Not gonna use it. Use reaction wheels. Do that. Basic solar panels ought to do the trick with that. You gotta be careful with that. Something like that might do the trick. So that there is a lander that ought to be able to do what we want it to do. Maybe. Need a little extra fuel. Just for safety's sake, so we don't run into any more stupid problems. Go ahead, tuck that in there. How much does this thing weigh? That's a hefty lander. Let's compare that. Okay, that's not too bad. Thrust weight solid. This thing should be capable of getting back. Now the tricky bit. Well, there's a couple of tricky bits. I don't remember how I used to build these. I'm gonna do sky crane. Doing it. But that has, you know, it's tricky to do that. No, it wasn't an electromagnet I used to use. I want to say it's one of these. Maybe. Like, make that look a little nicer, though. Well, you know what we'll do? Where is it? Yeah, because that seems normal, right? Is the winch system. Oh, did they do away with it? There used to be an inline. No, it's this one. Still inline. Okay. So. Now the fun part. Pick one of those bad boys on there. It will need... Let's see. I need one of these. Need some batteries. Tuck in inside if we want to. Give it that one. That one. Give it some engines and see how we're doing with that. So not nearly enough to land on the moon. And I don't like the thrust to weight either. It's been a while since I tried to do one of these. I might not even do a sky crane, we'll see. This is a hefty thing to land with a sky crane. We'll see. Getting there, but not anywhere near the thrust weight we need. Whereas this would just be... Well, wait a minute. That wasn't staging properly. Still, that has the... That has... the... fuel to do it, maybe. Maybe not quite. But not the oomph that I'd want out of it. Yeah, you know what? This is a rescue mission. I'm not gonna do something that crazy for a rescue mission. So, we're gonna do something a little safer. And the way we're gonna do that is this. We need a... Where's that? That looks good. Alright, it's 1500. That's pretty good. Now, we need to give this thing the ability to actually land. And the fun part is we don't even need these. So we'll leave those off. Because this is going to be what comes back. So we're going to build an outboard wide lander to do that. Here's how we do that. I have a feeling these are going to be what we need. Actually, we don't even have to be that complicated or silly with it. We've got now there's our problem, is that stage doesn't have the oomph to do it. So we give it more engines. That should be enough to do the whole thing. And then what we do is we stick some landing legs on there. How much does that give us? That actually does it too. Look at that. Not the best thrust to weight for landing. It's less than what I'd like, but it'd probably do the trick. Not terrible. Not terrible at all. Let's stick this up on a rig and test it real quick. That looks good. Yeah, that looks pretty solid. That could work. Go ahead and recover that. Based on these numbers, I think should be able to do what I want it to do. So let's see what we'll need to get it there. We're gonna need a transfer vehicle of some sort. Need something to separate it. Probably one of these. This poodle. .962 meters per second of delta V. I'd like to have a little bit more than that. That should get it there. But well, I'm not even sure I need that. Probably not. Try this. I mean, that should be good enough. I'll give it a little more. One of these. And that should be enough to circularize once we reach the moon. No problem. And even adjust the orbit to get ready for landing. That should be sufficient. Feeling like might want to put just a little bit of structural reinforcement on these. Yeah, a little bit. Oh, is that not multiplying? That ought to be more or less stable. Still has just about enough to land. I think. It's robotic though, so if it doesn't work, not a big loss. Definitely has enough to get there, so I think in that respect we're golden. So there's our transfer vehicle and lander, 2-stage. Battery does that have? Not a lot. That needs something solar powered. Let's give it some solar panels. Like just the standard 1x6s. Ought to do the trick. Even put them up higher, then we can actually use them while we're landing without necessarily risking destroying them, which would be even better. Okay, so we got that. looks good. Engines look good. All looks pretty good. So we can now let's just make this a sub-assembly. Oh, it's not gonna let me do that. Okay. We're gonna save that. Open up this bad boy here. Actually, there we go. That's everything we want. Waste this up here. That looks pretty good. Page 13. Page 10. Not bad. Not bad at all. I'd say this thing more than capable of going where we want it to go. Build the fairing real quick. Quite wide enough. Yeah. That's pretty good. Clamshell deploy is on. Double check the staging. Good. Good. It's all looking pretty solid. I'd say we have ourselves a rescue vehicle. See if it flies well. I'm gonna make a special quick save before I actually launch this. In case it all goes horribly wrong, I don't really want them to go back around to the dark side again. So. See how it does. Super loud when it takes off, so I'm gonna zoom way out. Looking good so far. Looking really good so far. looking good. Gonna boost this up to about 100 or so kilometers, 115 kilometers, something like that. That's good enough. Alright. So far, so good. And not really going for the greatest of orbits here, just an orbit. That's pretty solid. 55-second burn. About a minute away from starting it. Seconds to the burn. This will be a little off because we're actually going to have to stage partway through, but that's okay. At some point I need to kind of redesign this thing to stage a little more efficiently. This isn't bad though. Close enough for me. Looks good. Go ahead and deploy that. So, we're in a pretty decent orbit. Now I need to plot a course to the moon. I am also going to go ahead and deploy solar panels on this so we just keep our batteries topped up as we go about doing all this. Be careful with. I'll probably keep only 2 of them deployed when we do the landing, just in case we damage them. That way that we don't lose them all. Except you can't retract those ones because I forgot to put the retractable ones, so we'll just be careful with them. That's fine too. So that's looking pretty good. Where are we at? We need to go to the moon. Probably on the descending node will actually be a pretty solid point to do it. Maybe not quite. A little closer to what I want. Pretty good. Inclination looks great there. That's a decent orbit to shoot for first try. We'll go with that. Fairly efficient too. Considering we have that much, how much do we have left on this vehicle? Let's see. $1,600 remaining. Yeah, that's pretty good. So, see how we do. Hopefully we won't have any control issues. I forgot to put a bigger antenna on this. Shouldn't really cause a problem. So this is estimating 28-second burn. I'm gonna trust it. See how that goes. I don't know if I believe that. A bunch of junk in orbit now too. I'll have to clean that out eventually. Get lined up. There we go. About a minute and 30 seconds from doing the burn. Okay, we're about 30 seconds from it, so I'm gonna go ahead and go manual. It's gonna be an interesting burn. Where it thinks we're pointed. Oh well. That thing might be on backwards. Seems to think we're pointing in. Hopefully. That's not going to cause an issue. What's our actual periapse? Not bad. Used an appropriate amount of fuel. Let's do a correction. Probably somewhere out like here. That should do. Whopping 2.8 meters per second. The absolute minimum thrust we can do with this guy. That actually should do. Go ahead and line up on that. We're going to go ahead and work to that maneuver node. Okay, we're at the maneuver node. 3 minutes from the maneuver node. Ooh, we're in an eclipse. I believe the only reason we can even see this thing right now is that I have the ambient light turned way the heck up. So, you're about 2 minutes and 40-something seconds from actually doing the burn. Work to that. In about 30 seconds, we'll start it. And we'll zip it to 20 seconds still. Very intense burn, you can tell by the graphical effects going on right now. I am actually generating thrust though. Should be good to know. Yeah, that's close enough for me. Background prograde and we'll separate. Okay. Let's separate. Or, you know, I have the staging wrong, so we can't do that. Let's go ahead and separate again real quick. I don't know why I had that way. Oh, I know why I had that way. Because of what I was doing before. But, that's fine. We'll give it a little poof. Anything? How? Well, we're gonna hang out with this thing for a little bit because we're in a solar eclipse, so our vehicle is dead. That's always good. Warp here. Oh, it's killing me right now. There we go. Didn't think about that. This thing is solar powered and we're in a solar eclipse. It's not really gonna work, is it? So we drifted apart. Let's thing no longer have battery. Yeah, I think its battery died. Oh, never had much to begin with. Okay. Well, that's too bad. Where's this thing gonna go? I think that's actually, is it gonna deorbit? I don't know. It's okay though. So we're gonna wanna kind of move away pretty far from this thing. In fact, we wanna kind of be behind it really. Let's go ahead and warp to the sphere of influence change. See how far apart we are. We should be far apart enough that it's not a big issue. If it is, we will do some adjusting. Alright, we're in the lunar sphere of influence. We're not that far from it. I'm gonna give like a little radial out poof. We'll just have to hope that doesn't cause a problem. Okay. We gotta get in a captured orbit. Close enough. That's going to be 37-second long. Okay, good. We got a little higher than it, so it's going to go past us now, underneath us. That's perfect. About 2 minutes and 50 seconds from the burn. Minute. Oh, we're fine. Alright, we're 40 seconds from our orbital insertion burn. About 30 seconds. Would be the point where we lose signal, but we have a satellite network, so we're fine. And starting right about now. Well, there's the canyon. One of these days I'm going to land in that. Close enough for me. We're in orbit. Alright. So, I'm going to turn the SAS off so we stop draining the battery. That was pretty efficient. We've got about half of our delta V remaining for our main vehicle, so we're going to keep that, and we're going to use that to set up our adjustment in our orbit for the purposes of getting over the target. Go ahead and deploy our landing gear, just so we don't forget. And let's see what we've got. So we want to... Are they seriously already almost back onto the dark side? You gotta be kidding me. This thing rotates fast. Good grief. I don't care. I'm landing next to them. We're gonna have to go around once. Well, let's see what we can do with that. Add a maneuver. We're about 3 kilometers-ish, maybe? Let's shoot for about an 8-kilometer periaps right over the target. That's good enough for me. Alright, we're about 24 seconds from doing this adjustment. Alright. We're ready to do a descent to the moon. Go ahead and ditch that. These are ready. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and turn that off for the moment. Let's get ready to do our deorbit burn. Probably starting it... We'll see. We're gonna quick save. We're gonna have to test a couple of things. We're probably gonna start the deorbit burn at our periaps. Gonna get interesting. Excuse me 1 second. I have to go chase a cat away from a door that he's decided to tear apart. Shoot. Shoot. Cats. Okay. We're gonna try the burn. We're doing the burn now. I don't think I started it soon enough. Not even close. I need to start that way sooner. Hello. How are you doing? This will be tricky. Let's go to about maybe like here. We're up to about here. Yeah, it was definitely not going to go well. I need a much longer run up to that landing site. Thinking if I start it right about here in my orbit, I should be good. We'll see. Might have to try this a couple times to find the sweet spot. So I've got a stranded crew on the surface. So I've sent a robotic rescue mission to go save them with a new pod. We'll see. I don't know how well this vehicle's actually going to do. And I don't know why I'm seeing two trajectories. It's kind of weird. It doesn't have the best thrust away ratio, so it may not pull it off. Alright, we're actually short now, so that's interesting. Let's boost. I think I've got it closer. little sooner, or a little later rather. I think it's going well, actually. I want to land a little past that thing. This isn't terrible. It could be better. Well, I tried to land it, and it tipped over. I landed on a hill, unfortunately. So, it is what it is. Whoa, 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 whoa. Which this one might do if I'm not careful. This is looking pretty solid. May not be perfect, but I think I'm close enough. Yeah. I think this one's going to be okay because it's pretty wide. So it should remain fairly stable as long as it hits the ground really gentle-like. And we have contact. Nice. That's more like it. I think we're gonna be good now. What's that? Oh, that's my other vehicle. All right. So let's go ahead and we're gonna save that. If I get my Kerbals. I actually, well, how much do I have left? I only had like 400 something. So I'm gonna leave this where it is. Whichever there. I'm just gonna bring the Kerbals one by one because they have more than enough EVA fuel to get there. pretty good. Now I just gotta see if I built it good enough to get them back. Oh yeah. Yep. This is the moon. I was very embarrassed to tip a vehicle over on. I mean, I've landed like a lot of stuff on the moon. I don't think I've ever actually tipped one over. So once I'm done with the moon here, since my objective the last couple episodes has been to get these guys back, I think I'm gonna build something to go to Minmus next time. And then after that, I haven't decided if I'm gonna work my way out from the inside of the solar system or do like Mars and then everything else. I'll have to see. I'll have to look. There's a tool online to look at the transfer windows to pick your... Yep, get back up there. But I think... Yeah, going to Minmus is super easy. I'm just... I've never actually done every single planet on one save before, so I'm going to try to land on everything on during a sequence of streams. So, all right, one Kerbal. Yeah, Minmus is like super easy. I'll probably build something really silly for that. I haven't decided what yet, but we'll do something funny with that. A car or sky crane something in or something silly like that. It's so darn easy. Little mini lander. I don't know. Yeah, that's one way to do it. It used to be a lot easier because you could build like wacky asparagus stage things, but now it's a lot harder to build something truly monstrous and put it in orbit. You either have to, yeah, like have a stop somewhere along the way, or you have to assemble some monstrosity in orbit. I did a thing once with Joule where I sent probes to all of the moons. And that was how I did it, was I assembled it in orbit. Alright, 2 Kerbals. Alright. That went well. Hopefully I got enough. I actually, you know what I'll probably do? Is I will probably use this first stage to take off, just to make sure I've got enough fuel. There we go. Alright. My 3 Kerbals back in here, so that's good. You know what? Just for posterity's sake, EVA Jeb one more time. Put a flag down. Could always use more flags. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to be streaming till about 9 my local time, which is in about a half an hour, so we're going to get these guys home, and that'll probably be it for tonight. But I'll be streaming, you know, every day the rest of this week too, and over the weekend at least a little bit. Probably Kerbal once or twice in there. So I've also been playing the beta today of Warhammer Vermintide 2, which is awesome. Very different kind of game, but I do like Warhammer, so I was excited about that. So I'll be streaming more of that this weekend. Maybe some other stuff. I know what you mean. Well, I've got a lot of videos saved if you ever want to check them out. There's all the stuff I've done in the last few weeks is on there still. And then I got a really good one if you ever want to watch something long where I did an engineering and maneuver accurate replica of the Apollo program. That's like a 2-hour and 50-minute long video for the whole thing. So if you want to burn some time, that is a fun one to watch. I know what you mean. That is very true. It's kind of half the fun, isn't it? What are we going to call this? We're going to call this the rescue mission. Finally pulled that off. These guys have been hanging out for a while. When I first got these guys stuck, I decided to wait because they ended up on the dark side of the moon pretty quickly, and I decided to wait a bit. So I did a landing on the south pole of Kerbin and a landing on the south pole of the moon, and I deployed a satellite net. I did all this wacky stuff waiting for it to come back around, so I've been busy. Alright, let's do a quick save. Let's get this thing back in orbit. How much... Actually, let me see, how much does this actually have left? That's a start. I'll use that. This doesn't even have to be a pretty orbit, it just has to be an orbit. Why that trajectory keeps showing up, but whatever. And that's pretty good. On a super inclined orbit, so we're gonna fix that. Good enough for me. Next stage should come in and just start going ham on it. Alright. Looking good. And we're almost in orbit. We are in an orbit, not a very good orbit, but start. We're gonna need to boost that. Actually, we probably don't even need to boost that. We can just go back to the planet. am I doing on Delta V? Oh my gosh. I got more than enough. I kind of over-engineered this thing. That should be a nice clean re-entry. Nope. No. I want to shoot for about a 30-kilometer periaps. Get a nice, clean capture. That looks good. Okay. We're about 23 minutes from that burn, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna fast travel to that. Wait around for that. Pretty close to the ground. Am I going so slow? Don't know why that was having such a hard time with that. Okay. Minute and 50 seconds from the actual burn. Alright, about to do my ejection burn to go back to Kerbin. Kind of fine-tune that. Looking good. Bingo. We'll have to adjust that. We'll go ahead and get to the change in our sphere of influence first. That's looking pretty solid. I still don't know why I've got this stupid trajectory. It's some kind of bug with this darn trajectories mod. It's just like, hey, I'm gonna show you this forever now. Oh man, that looks really cool. That looks really cool. Neat. Okay, now we'll get to the sphere of influence change. Alright. Come on. Come on. Alright, we're back in Kerbin's sphere of influence. I'm gonna go back to the Space Center real quick, see if I can get that goofy line to go with. Kind of wacky visual bug. Oh my gosh. Going on. Where you at? Haunting me. There we go. Nope, nope, still there. Whatever. I don't care. It's fine. This is fine. So we need to adjust that. That's too low. Put a burn in. Coming back from the moon, shooting for about a 30-kilometer periapse is pretty good. There we go. Yeah, that's good enough. I'm going to turn the thrust on this way down so that it's a little more controlled. Kind of gonna fast travel to it. Okay, almost there. Alright, doing our adjustment. Should be good enough. Yep. Perfect. We're gonna go ahead and warp to there. And let's see. Pretty good. What was it? I thought I had a thing for time to atmosphere. That's okay though. So go ahead and time warp until we hit the atmosphere. There we go. And separating. Well, that didn't last long. Grief. These are the solar panels exploding. did they put in those? Oh, am I gonna come down on those mountains? I better not. That thing is just not doing well over there, is it? Nah, we're gonna go over the mountains. What is happening with those? That is some glitchy terrain load going on there, unless those are really weird mountains. I'm like really curious about that now. Where am I? Yeah, that's the space centers right there. Weird. Oh, I know what it is. It's the clouds clipping through them, making them look all strange. That's funny. That was pretty well targeted. I flew right over the space center. Not bad. I feel like I might even make it. Nope, not quite to the next continent. Maybe about out to here. Not bad. It's pretty safe to say that this is going to be successful. Just in case, though. Alright. Past the heating phase. Throw out the drogue chute. I'll wait till we're a little lower down to actually sprout the main parachute. Below the clouds, at least. What altitude are the clouds at? Let's see. Slow, and we're slow, and we're slow. And we have parachutes. Alright. Got the drogue. Not bad. The long journey to the ocean surface, which we're going to speed through because I'm tired of this. And got him home. Cue up the Apollo 13 ending music. We have splashdown. Goodness gracious. Go ahead and recover that. Well, I would say that's a mission success. Finally. You guys have been up there for a while. Let me check something else real quick, because I do have one other mission around the moon. And that mission was my polar lander, and it's close to being ready to do its return as well, so we can do that real quick. Go ahead and process time a bit. Alright, so this thing's lined up and ready to roll. Let's send it home. Wrap up all our adventures on the moon in one episode. And move on. So we have 700 meters per second of delta V to play with. There we go. It would appear that polar returns from the moon are hard to pull off. There's a bare minimum ejection. I think I can work with that. Let's just get an ejection and see what we can do as far as adjusting the orbit. Twelve, 11. Alright, so we're definitely going to get into an orbit with that. That looked cool. Really would love to get rid of that line. Tired of that line. What can you do though? Don't know why that bug keeps happening. Trajectories mod. Alright, back to curb in orbit. What can we do? Oh yeah, look at that. Easy peasy. That is out of 504 remaining. Means we still have plenty for corrections. This should be a really cool approach to the planet, too. Good grief. Alright, overshot just a hair, so we'll need to do a correction. We're also re-encountering the moon. That's kind of cool. Never done that before. Let's take a peek at how that goes. Pretty far off, though. Yeah. Cool. Okay. A slight correction. Probably just actually need to do like a... Yeah. Do a little prograde maneuver. Oop. That was a little too much. Looks good. Alright. Looks like we're going to land on the night side. Okay. Another fun-filled re-entry. The BFR. So I'm sure I can make something like it. I'd probably need a mod to really pull it off, though. Because the tricky bit is Kerbal is really bad about doing multiple vehicles at the same time. Like in the atmosphere, if you're too far from a vehicle, you can actually lose it. It'd be really tricky to pull off stock. I could play around with it, though. See if I can pull off like a SpaceX style launch and landing of the booster in stock. But I know there's some good mods for it too. I'd have to look into them. I know there's a couple of mods for doing SpaceX stuff, so that might make that possible. It is a pretty legit vehicle once it's built. It's going to be awesome. I'll have to fiddle around with that. I don't know why this goofy line won't go away. rogues. Think I'm coming down in the ocean. I won't swear by that. Looks like it though. The tricky bit, trying to do on stock, would be you'd have to really, you might be able to pull it off if you could, I don't even know if it'll let you switch vehicles, like if you can leave a vehicle in the atmosphere. I guess that'd be the first thing I'd have to test, without mods. But you'd have to be able to like really hoist that second stage so that it's already on its way into orbit, with enough time for you to do the boost back and landing before you actually have to switch back. That'd be kind of tricky. I don't know. The gears are turning now. I'm kind of thinking about it. I'll have to play with that. See what I can come up with. I've never tried it. I've done sky crane landings. I've done moon cars. I've done all kinds of wacky vehicles. I've never done a SpaceX style though. Fun. So we are definitely somewhere adjacent to the ocean. But we sure aren't gonna see it. Here, let's turn the ambient light up. We still can't see it. Wow, okay. Fair enough. We might be able to see it as we get closer to it. Wow. I had no idea that was water there until we were right on it. Man. And that's with the ambient light turned all the way up. Grief. Alright though, we got these guys back too. So, as of right now, all of my silliness on the moon is back. And I can now move on to Minmus and beyond. So, the quest to plant flags continues. Although that will have to be a quest for another day. I'm going to go ahead and end my stream for now. Because I gotta go eat some food. But I will most definitely be on again tomorrow. Kerbal will be one of the things on the agenda. And maybe a couple other games too. We'll see. So if you are still watching, I hope you enjoyed. And, you know, keep an eye out for me sometime tomorrow. Probably Kerbal will be in the evening again. Since that seems to be when most people want to see it. So stay tuned for that. And have a good one.